Here's a simple idea that can make you 3 times more effective. The energy that you put into every day into your work, the time that you spend is going to be multiplied with this framework. So there are 3 frameworks on how to manage yourself. And I want to walk you through each of them one after the other, starting with the least effective one. And this is the one that we all know about, which is time management. It is the one where you schedule things into your calendar, you optimize every 5 minutes that you're working, and essentially you want to work more because you get more done, right? And you want to squeeze in this little event here and that little meeting there, and then I have a spot here. And so let me just, I think a lot of us already know, okay, there's a better way to do this. It's oftentimes the default way or the way that we default to. It's obvious that it's not the best one, right? Because how many times have you had something on your calendar to brainstorm or to write something that's very demanding, or maybe it's even something social where, okay, I got to go and smooch these clients, whatever it is, and you're just not feeling it. Your brain is mush, or you're just not in the right headspace. You're not feeling creative. That hour that you spend doing that work is just wasted because it's low quality work. You don't enjoy it, and nothing good comes out of it, right? The amount of times that I tried to be creative at a point where I was not, right? Or the times when I wanted to write something and my brain was already mush. You force it and you try so hard, but it's just not flowing through. And you can probably force your way through it and get some results. But had you done it at a different time, you would have gotten way better results, right? And how many times have you worked tirelessly on something for months and your calendar was packed and you were super busy, but you didn't actually make that much progress? What's missing in the time management is that oftentimes you're working ineffectively because your brain is mush and you're just working on the wrong things. Just, what is it, Parkinson's law? You fill the time that, if you give yourself time for a task, you will fill the time no matter what. And so if you just set up tasks in your calendar and you just follow it, you're just going to end up working on a bunch of things that don't need to be worked on, right? Because what if you're 10 minutes into the task and you realize, hey, this actually doesn't matter, right? But the calendar says it. Anyways, there's definitely value to it too. I don't want to knock it fully. But the second way of managing yourself is a more effective way. And it ties in with time management. You can tie it in, but it's energy management. The scarcest resource is not your time, but it is your energy. It's that morning juice that you have when you can knock out a really challenging or like high resistance task where you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it. You can just plow through in the mornings, right? Or in the evenings, you find yourself being more creative because literally your brain has different brainwaves. It's in a different brainwave state. And therefore, you're less likely to shut down ideas and you're more open-minded. The next morning, if you review those ideas, you're like, what is this? This is terrible. And this is, again, a more critical part of your mind, or a different brainwave state is accessed where you're just more critical. You want to essentially create your calendar based on your energy levels, where you notice, I do my best creative work at this time, and that's different for a lot of people, right? There's different categories or types of people, especially when it comes to your chronotype. There's like lions, they like to wake up early. Then there's wolves who like to stay up late and they do their most productive work late at night. That's oftentimes writers or artists, right? Because again, they do their best work when they're creative. That's their thing. And they tend to do it more in the evening. But then there are also writers who like to write in the morning, get out of the way, right? You got to know where's your energy for meetings, working with people, or social stuff, right? For creative stuff, for heavy tasks that require a lot of brain power and deplete that limited juice that you have. And you want to create your calendar based on that in a way that it is sustainable long-term. The reason why it's so important to do it long-term, to set it up long-term, obviously, is because that's the way that you can stick to a business and set up your business and your life in a way where you can do it long-term, you enjoy it. And the biggest results come after 10 years, right? And so they compound from there. Now, this solves that one problem, which is the ineffective work, right? From the time management with energy management. But there's a third one. And this one also addresses the importance of working on the right things, because you can still be highly energetic and be in the right headspace or have the right energy to do a certain task, but it could still be the wrong thing. The last one is what allows you to work on the right things And I don't hear anyone really talk about it. And that is headspace management. Essentially, that's all about saying no to things. Because it is very tempting to go, you know what, that only takes an hour a week and my team can do it. It doesn't take much time. It doesn't even take any energy from me. Oh, let's pick up this little project. Also, create this little offer for the people who are not, they're not there yet to be our perfect clients or customers. And let's also launch this campaign. It won't take much time. It'll only be 5 hours a week. And look at all the revenue it's creating. That is really poor headspace management. Because even if something only takes an hour a week and maybe a little bit of energy or brain power, if it takes 20% of your headspace, you're wasting that very limited resource. And what do I mean by headspace? And how do you know how much it takes? Headspace is the passive problem solving that you do when you're in the shower, when you're on vacation, or you're taking time off on a Sunday, or when you're talking to your friends, you get some outside perspectives. Hey, what do you think I should be working on? And then you have like 5 different things that you could talk about. So when you have 5 projects, you can only go a foot deep in all because you have limited headspace, right? Let's say you have 5 projects. They all take 20% of your headspace because when you take a shower, when you go for a walk, when you talk to a friend, you talk to a mentor, there's 5 different things you could talk about. If you have 3 projects, instead of going a foot deep, you can go, let's say 5 feet deep. But if you only have 1, you can go 20 feet deep. That's when you get exponential returns because none of your competition tends to do that, right? To get to another level, you must chew on a problem for so long to break it down, right? You must chew on it more and more that you can only do it when you're chewing on one thing. And so someone in their business, like let's look at Apple, for example, right? When Steve Jobs came back and he cut all the product line, it simplified the business so much where they were able to solve the most difficult challenges in making Apple products that were just from heaven. Right? It's just like the perfect product. It is so incredible that even if you open up the product, which no customer does, it looks beautiful from the inside. And you can only get to that level of excellence when you manage the headspace of not just yourself, but also the entire team, the company. And it takes courage. It takes courage to do that. And you want to pick the thing that is most potent and most exciting to you, and then say no to everything else. Because there are people who are incredible at time management or even energy management, but they have to be because they have so many different projects and they only go so deep with all of them. And then they're good at everything, but good is just not good enough to really break through to a certain level that they might feel stuck at. If you want to make higher quality decisions, get better headspace, and get clear on what is my nature, my superpower, and leverage that, go ahead and join the school community. I have a one-on-one call with everyone who joins so we can dive deep, and it'll create a massive ROI for your business because currently, if you don't have absolute clarity on what that is for you, you're wasting your time. And trust me when I say this, because this is what the people that I've worked with have said. They wish they would have done this years ago. So don't wait. Would love to see you there, and I'll see you in the next video.